the first one they had at 22nd of September, there was this kind of a very heated argument between Aregbesola, Oyetola, and some of them at the government house that APC would have recorded a very larger turnout of vote, but if not for the policies of Aregbesola. So that thing really occurred, and there was this very serious situation. But till then, I think they were able to douse the tension immediately when they used all what they could to win the September 27. But at the end of the day, I learned that there was this silent monetary issue between the two, which unfortunately they couldn't really resolve even up to now.
Mr. Awabamiji, we have a situation where leaders of the All Progressive Congress faction in Osun State claim that by political arrangement, Oyetola is expected to spend 4 years in office.
I'm not aware of that because any governor that is elected is entitled to recontest second term in office, and if he win, then is it's very lucky. But if he turn otherwise, he will go home. So it is second term election that will determine whether he's going to spend 4 years or not. So I'm not aware of the arrangement that you are coming to spend 4 years.
Yeah, well, Mr. Babala, we have a situation where people are comparing it to what happened in Lagos during former Governor Ambode's tenure, where they said he can only spend one term and he should allow another person coming. Do you think this is what is playing out?
I think there are Oga over there in Lagos, the man from Bodilon, when he discovered that, not even from him, because according to what he says, so let me quote him, he said those people who are called Tinubu in Lagos, they are the one who rejected Ambode because of his policies. I think the same thing Aregbesola was referring to in that video, that if they could do that to Ambode, Ashewaka Buru, why is it that now that is his brother, that is now, using one opportunity, one situation or the other, to make sure that his brother is.
So is it a gentleman agreement that they must spend one time?
No. There was no conventional agreement whether you are going to spend a term or not. It is the top, they call them top, the Osun Progressive, led by Aregbesola. They are the one that are saying that no, come, you won't spend more than 4 years. We don't want you again. But for Mr. Governor, he's ready to spend even more than 2 terms, depending on the constitution.
Dear viewers, you can be part of this conversation by simply dialing the number on your television set to ask questions or to contribute. Going to you, Mr. Awabamiji, yes. People have been saying before now this issue should have been resolved, but it appears the issue keeps festering. What are your expectations?
Well, you see, when devil is working, you'll be surprised that every effort, every attempt to resolve it be amounted to nothing. So that is what exactly is happening, because both sides, they believe in reconciliation, and they keep on saying it even up to this moment. And the effort, I'm aware of effort that our leaders have been making, leaders of thought in Yoruba land, as well as we, the youth, the Grand Council of Yoruba Youth, and both sides are listening to us. They said they are ready, but why can't you now try to reach out to each other and let us resolve this thing once and for all? That's the situation we find ourselves. And I believe maybe after tomorrow election, primary election, then the consultation will still go ahead. And by the grace of God, before the general election by July 16, everything will be resolved.
Mr. Bala, do you share his views?
Is there devil in politics? No. There's no devil at all. Unfortunately, I read something today which I saw it on the social media. There are certain Yoruba youth that are moving from one place to the other to make sure that they bring the two together. Then I discovered that, okay, maybe it's an arm of APC. They are not representing Yoruba.
Why would you say that?
They are fighting in PDP. Why are they not settling it? In Osun State today, as from Monday till today, they are fighting. Not until when the letter come from Abuja and they were able to resolve it yesterday night. Why don't, those people, why didn't they move towards such a thing and resolve the matter? So I saw those, I don't know them, those APM, those, the Yoruba Grand Council of Kiniko, I don't really know them. But I want to believe that perhaps it's an arm of APC. And sincerely, they have done excellently well for taking a very good step to resolve the matter. But the point is this, may I tell you with all seriousness, they can't resolve it. You will see what is going to come about by tomorrow when they want to have these their primary. I am not saying there's going to be fight or anything, but at the end of the day, Oyetola is going to pick the ticket, which is not in tandem with the belief of the Aregbesolas. So to say, I think the Grand Kahadi, permit me, I use my highlights to quote, the Grand Kahadi of APC in Lagos, supposed to have settled the matter. There was a time he called on Mashood Adeoti, Najim from Ejigbo, and 2 other people, Alimi, former commissioner for Justice and Attorney General for your state, or for your state, under Aregbesola, that they should come over to Lagos and Bodilo. They want to resolve the matter. But they declined. They said they wouldn't go. That the only person that could call them to meet is Aregbesola. You understand? So the thing is, I think Aregbesola is looking at this part that if it's not because of your brother, you're supposed to have meddled into this matter. Babaka, they called the 2 of them. Aregbesola did not go because of very obvious reason, according to him. That I don't know. I don't belong to them. But one thing I know is Oshoba has taken step yesterday, and I think that they said they are ready to listen to what.
Mr. Awabamiji, if you look at what is playing out, we have been talking about the issue of godfatherism. We have the same situation played out during the primaries in Ekiti State, where we have some factions that belong to the sitting governor and some factions belonging to other people, and we saw what happened eventually. Why are we still having this issue of godfatherism in our everyday politics?
As long as we have governor in power, the leadership of the party is automatically in the hand of governor in any state. And in the situation whereby a particular party doesn't have a sitting governor, like it in the PDP Ekiti State. So Governor Fayose today is the leader of PDP in Ekiti State. So wherever Governor Fayose goes, you know, he has, being a governor, you should have put your contact over the year, then so many advantage over that you have over the other. So definitely where you go to, wherever you go to, the people follow you. So that is what is playing out. And I used to, think about those people that they, without having the support of the governor who has the structure of the party, you believe that you can go and get the form. Nomination form alone is 22.5 million naira, and you still believe that the governor will be the structure will allow you to emerge. No, it can't happen. Whether direct or indirect, the structure will have larger force than anybody else. So that is what is really happening.
Did you share what he has just said?
Well, I don't know when people refer to Godfather in politics. I don't call them Godfather. I call them bourgeois. Bourgeois in the sense that, it's a German word. When you want to contest election and an individual is going to put money down, he will give you all the logistics to make sure that you win. You understand? That is not Godfather, but somebody, they call it destiny helper. These are what I know.
Destiny helper?
Yeah, of course.
Even in politics?
Even in politics, yes. You see, you don't just stand up in politics and say, let me go and obtain for. Who asked you to go? Somebody must be somewhere telling you that go and obtain, but it's not you. Some people, clique of people will arrange themselves. They will say, okay, we want to obtain the form for you. If you go yourself, you drop the form yourself. But you see, on the issue of APC and the likes of God, I don't see Aregbesola playing God. He only won an individual who said that person is playing God. It is not that Aregbesola is playing God over Oyetola. No. I think there are skirmishes that he wants them to settle, which unfortunately they couldn't settle for now. Now, number 2, like I told you, Oyetola is still going to win tomorrow. Whether they
are so optimistic.
Oh, sure, of course. Whether they like it or not. Lagos is not Osun. You understand? If it requires anything that they want to use to make sure that the man will win, they will use it. Don't forget that the man that is going to head the electoral panel that is going to organize election tomorrow is coming from Kwara State. I think the governor of Kwara State, which I believe that when you look at the terrain of the so-called progressive, none of them has ever lost any, none of the incumbents has ever lost ticket except Ambody. They tried during the Akeredolu saga, but unfortunately, Segun Ibrahim could not win because every individual from Kaduna, from Niger, and from, I think, Bauchi or Yobe, they muzzle whatever, Kogi, they muzzle what they could to make sure that Akeredolu obtained form, and he won the ticket despite the opposition from Lagos. So this time around, don't forget that the man in question, Oyetola, happens to be an half brother of Tinubu or what have you, or nephew. That I don't know. But at the end of the day, he's going to do everything possible to make sure that his brother obtain the ticket.
But where does the masses stand in all of this? Dear viewers, you can contribute by dialing the number on your television set. Mr. Awa Bamiji, talking about the masses, where did they stand in all of this?
Tomorrow election is for party member. The masses or the electorate, they will have their own feet by July 16.
But they have to queue behind whoever emerges.
Yes, this is electoral college. The masses are being represented tomorrow by the members of the party that are going to fit to vote. So they are being represented tomorrow by electoral college.
May I tell you something? That tomorrow I can tell you the thing is going to run. In Iwo, I'm so sure that Mashood Adeoti would defeat Oyedola, hands down.
Why would you say that?
No, it's from Iwo now. They love their person. They are listening to me now. Iwo people forget. It's like when you get to Ragwiji and you are telling me that Mashood Adeoti will win in Ragwiji. No, Ojo, he can never. So in Iwo, Adeoti will win. In Ragwiji, Oyetola will win. You understand? Now, Ilaoragun, Oyetola will win. In Ede, it is the turn of Mashood Adeoti. In Ejigbo, they will share the two. In Ife, Oyetola will win. In Ilesha, the 5 local governments in Ilesha, Aregbesola will win.
Why are you so sure? Mr. Awa Bamiji, do you subscribe to that?
I'm not so. I don't subscribe to it because it is when the result start coming out that we can say this the person that will actually that has carried the day. So let us wait till tomorrow, and by the grace of God we'll still be alive to witness it.
Earlier on I talked about where the masses stand in all of this, and the reason why I asked that question is because if you look at what Ogbeni Aregbesola actually mentioned, he talked about his policies being jettisoned by Governor Oyetola.
Yeah, exactly. When you look at what he said, truly he said majority of the policies that the two of them embarked upon for the good 8 years has been jettisoned by the present governor, which I think he was the chief of staff at the time. And when you look at the way progressive structured their government, you will see that after governor is chief of staff, not SSG. Yeah, so it's like chief of staff, they are always have this kind of executive power like the governor. You understand? So everybody believe that whatever things that Aregbesola is doing, at least you are there. You're supposed to put him to this or that. Well, what if the man does not listen? What are you going to do? Then you go ahead with your policies. So because of that policy, that one is really making him angry. Number 2, when you look at that thing, when you listen to that thing, you will see that Aregbesola mentioned that if Baba Awolowo should come back and Bola Ige, they will still belong to where they are because he believed that they are the true progressive. He even recounted the time when they came in 2006. When they want to fight, 2006 exactly, when they want to fight the situation with Prince Oyenola, he said that these people, they were not there when they started that. We are the true progressive, that we are not factions. We are the true, they are the factions. You understand? So he believes in himself. Number 1, he believes in his policy, and he believes that, for a very good government, what Oyetola is supposed to do is to follow the trend of the policies with the two of them.
But Mr. Bamiji, is it compulsory that there should be continuity because they are from the same party?
Definitely, that is, the governor that has spent 4 years, the 4-year tenure, would have been assessed by the public, rather than bringing or thinking of bringing somebody else that is very new, that will start promoting from. He has been known to the people. They have the governor and the rule. They have interacted, and they will, to some extent, will have assessed him. So it will be easier to market for the party than bringing somebody from outside. So that is the reason why the governor that has stayed for 4-year tenure will still, the party will still prefer him to march forward. And this is not the first time it has been happening.
Fine, let me say this on the policies, that is it mandatory that there should be continuity. When you look at the history of progressive in Nigeria, I take it from the time of Action Group up to 1979, when they have the 4 cardinal points: free education, free health, everything free. You understand? It happens that when Awolowo died, now, when he's no more, and Bola Ige is no longer there, who I know it was a true Awoist. The only individual that I am still calling the true Awoist today is Baba Akande.
Why do you think so?
I only look at him from that angle, from my own personal opinion. He is a true Awoist. But to some people, like Adebanjo, they believe that the man has deviated, that it's not a true. And when you look at some things, you want to agree with them. For example, you don't have any policies to run except the 4 cardinal points, which has been given to you from Ikenne. And that is what everybody should do. When you look at the likes of the former governor of old Ondo State, that man from Owo, Baba Jasin, the same thing, Bola Igeya, Jakande from that place, and what's the name of this man from Lagos, Onabanjo from Ogun State. When you look at the 4 or 5 of them, you see that they are doing the same policies. They are following the same trend. You understand? I remember them when you want to leave from Oyo State, you want to go to Ondo State to start another class. If you are in primary 3 here, they may likely put you to primary 2 in Ondo because Ondo believe in superiority when it comes to academics. So what am I saying? Every one of them, they harm themselves with the vision of Awolowo. But today, who is the Awolowo? Nobody. Who is representing the thought of the progressive? Nobody. The press, permit me, I'm only using my own language. Those whom we have today, they are adulterated at waste. They are not complete.
Mr. Bamiji, do you think so? Because we have a situation where people are saying that we lack clear-cut ideologies. A lot of people call themselves, they are from the progressives, Awolowo and all of that. But when you look at the policies that they carry and what they are implementing, is it actually in tandem with what they claim to be?
Thank you very much, ma. The manifesto they are operating today is being put together by the late Cicero of blessed memory, Sibolage. He wrote for PDP before they moved to the other party then, the AD, and I think he wrote for AMPP. But finally, he handed over the manifesto, which has received his own blessing, that this is the party for the progressive AD. And from AD to AC to ACN and to APC today, the same thing is being, just being improved upon. So if you are saying Awo cannot be alive for eternity, for God's sake, so it is with the people, the generation to generation, and Awo also believed when he was alive that people are still coming when he has left the stage. So he has left, and this is the leadership that we are having on ground now. So now that you are saying that Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola believe that Awo and Bola Ige, yes, it's true, that was then. But who really, nurture Aregbesola to the stage he found himself is this same leader.
Mr. Babalola, I see you are shaking your head. You have a contrary opinion.
I'm a student of history. Fine. The manifesto and the party guidelines of APP was written by Bola Ige. He wrote the PDP, he wrote Alliance for Democracy, not APC. I am confidently sure that if he's around, he won't belong to this party. I call them adulterated at waste. And with every spirit and fiber on me, I call them adulterated at waste again. You know why? The likes of Bola Ige, the likes of Jakande, the likes of Akande, the way they were brought up, they were not to throw cash at people. In fact, when you go to UPN meeting those days, you will see them contributing penny, whatever they have. In fact, they will be marking it like this. Mama, you have not paid. You paid last week, you have not paid for this week. This day, they went in bullion farm. Is that a whole lot?
Is it just about the APC? Does it not cut across political parties?
This is, I'm referring to the so-called, I call them the so-called progressive, and I will tell you why. In those days in United States of America, we have the Republican and the Socialist. A man, if you Google it and you read the history of, what's it called, progressive, the man just woke up one day, I forgotten the name, and he said he wouldn't want to belong to the Socialist nor the Republican, and he called his own party progressive. That is, and when you look at his principle, it's brought from this party, he brought again another one from he aligned it, put his own thought, and he made sure that that is what he believes and that is what he followed. This place, we only call them progressive. No party is progressive in again, except by name, by nomenclature. For example, if somebody failed, Oshiomhole said, even if you have stolen money, even if you are corrupt, even if you are this, you cross to our party, we will pardon you. Is that the statement of progressive?
What are your thoughts on what he has said, Mr. Bamiji?
Well, it is one thing for somebody to be on here or social media to say something. It is another thing to provide evidence. You have been, an advocate of give me the evidence of what you are talking about. So, the issue of...
I hope you are not saying that what I have said about Oshiomhole is on social media.
No, you just know what I'm saying is that you are just telling me because we are on here, but we are the evidence. If you have quoted the paper, the newspaper,
You know
so
why
it will have been better.
You know why I like it?
Yes.
I don't know where you come from. I'm from Obagun. You understand?
I'm listening.
When you look at the percentage of the tele-density, it's too small. You understand? But we believe in watching and permit me again. I'm a journalist. I don't quote things from everywhere. I will just tell you that even till tomorrow, when you tell anybody in Nigeria, they will recite it for you.
Okay, Mr. Babala, let's move forward now. What are your expectations ahead of tomorrow's primaries?
Well, the structure of the party presently is in the hand of the sitting governor, and that automatically will be translated to the electoral victory for the sitting governor tomorrow. So no doubt about that.
I agree with you.
And then the top, they know that there is a limit to how far they can challenge the governor on defeat. But the problem is that's the reason why I said the consultation will go ahead after tomorrow, because after the Congress, for them to just be challenging the governor one way or the other, it is when you are saying you don't want wahala and you are seeing somebody from the side taking your attention from the goal post, that means there is problem. So the consultation will still continue because the major thing is the final election.
I want to believe with you, and I have said it. It's like you were asking me, how did I know? I told you that Oyetola will win tomorrow. See, when you bring a baby, when you put a baby, a very small baby in your hand, you can give that baby a knock. But what will happen aftermath of it, no one can say. But for tomorrow, sincerely, Oyetola will win. And you see, the way I was telling you that this person will win in this local government, that is exactly what is going to be.
Well, if you look at what Rauf Aregbesola said, he said he worked for everything for Governor Oyetola to actually emerge. And the leaders of the All Progressives are saying that he might not fly.
Let me believe that. Aregbesola only saying that because of whom he is. When you are referring to the political juggernaut from Osun State, you can't rubbish Aregbesola. Permit me to say, the late Yaka Adeleke said that the only man that he fears, not even Omijore, he said this man, because we met at Sekona in a nook and cranny that nobody ever knew. He was walking on the road and they met where they were campaigning, the two of them. He said, I saw his clothes becoming yellow because of the dust. The same thing applicable to Adeleke. The late Adeleke won't go on car and be campaigning. He will go into the nook and cranny of whatever time. You understand? So he believed that the guy really carries certain things, certain political anointing. You understand? So when you look at what Aregbesola, he's only defending himself that he will win, but he knows very well he can win. He cannot win because of the fact that the power of incumbency did not even play. But let me use the power of incumbency, and it's the brother for Oyetola from Lagos, whom Mr. Abdulrazak from Atunwa from in Kwara State. All of them will work together to make sure that they give it to Oyetola.
Okay, another issue
but
there is
you said something that he said he worked for him. Did you know what he said when he was in Ede? He said, please forgive me. We rigged your election, but we are very sorry. I am not bringing it from up, and I was there live and direct.
All right.
Let me say again, Alimi said it on here at one radio station in Osogbo that we rigged Demola out. He won the election, but we rigged it out. And we asked him question, why are you fighting with Oyetola? He said when the matter started in court, he was one of the counsel, and he has never had a couple or a dime from anybody to provide for him when he was going to Abuja. And he said, he showed me the test that come and who is this? I said, Oyetola, read this test. And I read it. What did he say? He said, this man, Oyetola said, even if you cannot give you, if the government cannot provide money for you, at least the one you spend, we're supposed to refund it.
Because of our time, we still have other issues to talk. Talking about the issue of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, some people are saying this might jeopardize his chances in 2023. No. Let me, Mr. Awabamijiri, have to that first.
Okay, our group has been advocating for 2023 is Yoruba turn and non-negotiable. So what the foundation to that is peace across the party and across the party, let me say across the party leaders and across the state of the Southwest. It is when we have peace, when we work in unity, that we can beat our chest that yes, we are going to defeat, to challenge the other region that might be saying they are interested in the position of presidency. Because as far as we are concerned, it's coming to the south. The south is interested. The southeast is, they said they are also coming out. But the southwest, they have their own, evidences to prove that we are the rightful owner of the ticket for that 2023. So we believe that by the grace of God, everything will be settled after this election.
Let me say this.
All right,
let me say this. I don't think that could really affect Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay.
He's an individual who believes in pursuing his own ambition. Don't forget, Akeredolu said some times ago that anyone that picks presidential candidate from the north has really jeopardized the chances. Now, what they need that the president should come from the south. Fine. I believe, and I want it to, that the president should come from the south. You understand? I have posited on this platform the argument of PDP that when you look at whether 16 or 18 or 120 years that any of the party has ever used, that today, out of whatever year, North has spent 10 years. 2 for Shehu Musa Adua, 8 for Buhari. That what about the rest? It is time for them to use that. That is PDP and Atiku issue. That is not concern. That does not concern me. But what I'm saying is that may not affect Tinubu. He's an individual. But the point is that don't forget that it is not only Tinubu from the southwest that is contesting election. By May, I repeat myself, by May, Oshibajo will declare.
As they said, he is going to declare.
If you want to believe what I am saying or not, wait until after convention. Not only that, there is an office now open to him with Babafemi Ojudu. They were meeting on Tuesday.
Let us wait till then, Mr.
I nearly got to that meeting in Abuja
because of our time. What are your final thoughts, Mr. Awabamiji, on this particular issue of Osun APC crisis?
Osun APC crisis has been on ground and is not new for the past 2 years. And Ogbeni also confirmed that he has been talking to Governor Oyetola on that they should reconcile internally. Now they have brought their thing open. I think the audience, the leaders of thought, the youth, they are now rallying around and they will resolve it amicably at the end of the day. That's our
Mr. Babalola.
In Lagos, there was a political crisis and uproar, pandemonium in Lagos in 1992 between Dapo Sarumi and Dr. Femi Agbalajobi until Otedola. I think what is going to play out in Osun State may likely be another Otedola.
Thank you so much, Mr. Awabamiji and Mr. Femi Babalola, for being our guest this evening on Southwest today. We quite appreciate you. Dear viewers, that's our show for this evening. Thank you so much for your time and thank you for joining us on Southwest today. Till next week when I come your way again, I am Anu Akomolafe. Good evening and bye for now.